Reading by David Dominguez. Breakfast, and I'm eating plain yogurt, figs from my garden, and honey. I'm sitting in a lawn chair on the backyard patio. Life is good, and the sunlight warming my lap, and the pages of a book remind me of Tucson, and the subterranean apartment I rented alone and far from home. There was a sofa in front of my one window, where at noon the sun burned briefly on the cushions as starlings stirred in the trees with their admonishments. Stepping back there now, I remember feeling hopeless after reading Lorca's Lament for Ignacio Sanchez Mejias. I recall how I put the book on the coffee table, closed my eyes, and saw blood glowing in my arteries. And the leaves and starlings went on with their disconnect chatter, and I said to myself, I'll never write anything like, "And the bull alone, with a high heart," at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. For 3 months I didn't write one word, but instead passed the day swimming in the public pool where, from my half-closed eyes, I watched light ride, splashing water or resting on the surface when I floated face down, sinking with fear. What do I do now? I asked. Some nights I filled my red truck with gas and drove west up the 19 until my headlights flooded the desert, and when the city was less than pinpoints of litter, when all I could hear was the whine of silence in my ears, I parked along the highway, leaned against my pickup, and stared at stars so sure of themselves that they shone that I believed they couldn't help but give me something that would make me sit at my desk and write. I felt directionless and wanted to walk out into the landscape, but I feared snakes and scorpions hiding in the buckhorn and staghorn as I recalled my father's words, to be lost forever on the far side of the moon. Words that haunted me as I imagined slipping from lunar shadows that no human telescope could spot, as I wandered lost and ripped in nostalgia for nights I read in used bookstores on Canada. A time when the future seemed so clear I smelled it in the dirt that somebody rinsed from the sidewalk as I walked home. And one night, while sipping black coffee along the side of the 19, I remembered lying on the living room floor as my father and I listened to Brahms' Lullaby, which inspired me to practice away in Mandarin or something. It's a lullaby. Play it like that, my father said, as my sixth-grade lips struggled to phrase notes that refused a child under the beating stars. And remembering this, I looked up to the oblivious heavens and tied words to images. Cassiopeia, Perseus, Cygnus, Pegasus, and referencing fear. I enjoyed the poem reading, as it resonated with me, because it's about the creative process. I fancy myself a sort of creative person. I like, writing. I like drawing. If I don't, write or draw or create something, I sometimes feel, unproductive. Like I spent an entire week just existing, and maybe that's not too bad, but I don't like it. I want to make something, and I don't just mean improving a homework assignment. Well, reading is about the creative process. His problem with the creative process is that when he reads the work of a master, Lament for Ignacio Sanchez Mejias, it uninspires him. He loses the will of write to even begin because he thinks, how can I possibly match this? For me, it's actually the opposite. I tend to start my works upon reading or viewing or whatever the work of someone much better than me, and I get inspired by that. My problem is not that I swim in a pool for 3 weeks and can't even start. My problem is finishing what I've started, because it will inspire me long enough to I'll put the idea down, I'll maybe explicate it a little bit, I'll even come up with an idea for the ending, and getting from where I am, from the little bit I have at the beginning to the little bit I have at the ending, that's my problem. I never seem to be able to put in the time to just draw all the things together, make a finished product. And that's not the problem he's describing, but I couldn't find a poem that did describe that, so we use this one. In any case, for him, he resolved his problem by going off into the wild, by staring at the stars, at Cassiopeia, Perseus, Cygnus, Pegasus, reminiscing about his past, about his father, about whatever. That also doesn't work for me. Sitting alone and reminiscing about a few things I actually have completed, or staring at the stars, doesn't work. You know, the only thing that's consistently worked and made me finish what I started in terms of writing or art or whatever is a deadline for school. Yeah, that doesn't sound too great. That doesn't sound too poetic. I'd much rather that all of my finished works were inspired by the stars, by my happy childhood memories, by, buckhorns and staghorns and the dark side of the moon. They're not. They're inspired by the fact that I'm going to fail a class if I don't finish this right now, and oh my god, it's already 3 a.m. Not 3 a.m. right now. It's not 3 a.m. In any case, most other people are probably going to have like some inspiring end to their story. Nobody likes to end on a sour note. I can't think of an inspiring way to end this. I don't finish my projects unless someone is standing over me telling me to do it. And I guess that's just something I have to deal with about myself. Maybe I need to set more deadlines for myself or something like that. So in the end, that's what I got out of this poem. It isn't about love or truth or my life until now or Barack Obama. It's about the artist's struggle. And if the details are different, that doesn't hinder the meaning in any way. In the meantime, enjoy the few finished works I have that are probably all because they were a school project. Reading by David Dominguez. Stepping back there now, I remember feeling hopeless after reading Lorca's Lament for Ignacio Sanchez Mejias. I recall how I put the book on the coffee table, closed my eyes and saw blood flowing in my arteries. In the leaves, the starlings went on with their disconnected chatter. I said to myself, I'll never write anything like, and the bull alone with a high heart, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. For 3 months I didn't write one word, but instead passed the day swimming in the public pool where, from my half-closed eyes, I watched light ride the splashing water, or resting on the surface when I floated down, sinking with fear. What do I do now?